inflation through the roof, crazy interest rates up and down all throughout the year. And let's not even talk about the volatility with this year's presidential election. Yes, in conclusion, we had a very crazy year. And that has a lot to say about what could happen to the real estate market for the rest of the year and possibly for next year. Welcome to Nova Rise. If you're new here, this is your channel for financial education. We talk anything related to real estate investments, the stock market, precious metals, and businesses. And you heard it. This year has been crazy, but all of us are wondering what could possibly happen for the rest of the year and next year. And that's why I'm here. I did a little bit of digging and found great information coming straight from the experts as to what can you expect from the real estate market. Should you just hold on tight to your money, or should you just get that house once and for all? Let's get started. And there it is. An amazing article created by Forbes talking about housing market predictions for 2024. And the question that everyone has been asking, when will home prices be affordable again? And here's the housing market forecast for 2024 and 2025. So according to the experts, U.S. home prices posted a 5% annual gain according to the latest S&P CoreLogic Case-Shiller Home Price Index 3 months running average that ended in July. Although home prices have decelerated, the July gain reflects a slowdown from the 5.5% annual gain in June, and the index still reached another record high, indicating that home prices remain out of reach for many will-be buyers. So, in simpler terms, a lot of people have been hearing, well, the housing market is falling, prices are falling, and that's not accurate. That's not an accurate representation of what's happening. So, home prices are decelerating. That means that they're not increasing at the same pace that we're used to, like, for example, back in the pandemic days. They are either maintaining their prices or going up in prices very slowly, but definitely not falling in prices. And what this article is trying to say is that in spite of that deceleration, home prices are still out of reach for many home buyers. Now, back to the article. With mortgage rates falling to 24-month lows and a high probability of further rate reductions, there is a significant chance that the rate of home price growth will bottom out over the next month and then reaccelerate at the end of the year or at the beginning of next as the purchasing power of home buyers begin to reflect a more favorable rate environment. And given these expectations, experts warn will-be buyers against waiting for more mortgage rate drops to avoid getting caught in a demand wave that reignites home price growth and puts homeownership out of reach. And this is something that I've emphasized over and over again. If you have the money and you're ready to afford that home, buy it now. Don't wait until rates drop, because what could happen is maybe rates drops, sure, but that also means more buyers going into the market, driving the housing prices up. That's assuming if the house is still available. Some other buyer might come and snatch the house before you even realize it. So if you found the ideal home now and you have your mortgage pre-approved or the funds to buy the house, do it now. Don't wait. Now, another question that's being answered is, can we expect the housing market recovery in 2025? So according to what we're seeing here, for a housing recovery to occur, several conditions must unfold. For the best possible outcome, we will first need to see inventories of homes for sale turn considerably higher. This additional inventory, in turn, will ease the upward pressure of home prices, leveling them off or perhaps helping them to settle back. And once again, this is all about supply and demand. The lower the amount of inventory available in the market, the more the buyers are going to compete with one another, driving the prices up. But if we get a good influx of properties, maybe there's more houses to choose from, and maybe the prices might decelerate or perhaps going back to before the peak. Now back to the article. After peaking at 7.79 in October 2023, the average 30-year fixed mortgage rate has been below 6.5% since mid-August, but has quickly rebounded over the course of October, landing at 6.72 the week ending in October 31st. This has been a crazy phenomenon, especially after the Fed reducing interest rate. And in this video, I explain why mortgage interest rates continue to go up in spite of the Fed lowering interest rates. Meanwhile, the Fed finally cut the Fed funds rate in September and also in November. And more cuts are likely in store. However, the size of those cuts will depend on inflation and unemployment data. Mortgage rates indirectly track this key interest rate banks use as an overnight lending guide. As far as 2025 is concerned, experts believe it's a little too early to tell whether the housing market will be in better balance, considering all the variables, such as whether or not mortgage rates decline and by how much, and how home prices react amid the unleashing of pent-up demand. Now, knowing all of this, what do you think? Will the housing market crash in 2025? Let me know down in the comment section. And for those who are wondering what the experts have to say about this, let's get back to the article. With record high home prices still trending upwards in many markets, you might be concerned that we're in a bubble that's primed to pop, as it did in the 2008 financial crisis. However, the likelihood of a housing market crash, meaning a rapid drop in unsustainably high home prices due to a drop in demand, that remains low as we look ahead to 2025. Also, the record low supply of houses on the market protects against a market crash. In simpler terms, there have been a lot of people waiting to buy their homes. They're waiting on the sidelines for the rates to drop or affordability to no longer be an issue. So that line of people waiting to buy gets longer and longer and longer every day. And because there's not enough supply in the market, that line continues to be longer. So in this scenario, let's say that there is a bunch of houses dumped in the market and all of a sudden they become available. That demand, that big line that has been getting longer and longer, it's going to come in handy because they're going to grab all of those houses, and that will help reduce the possibility of a recession. But again, this is not what I'm saying. This is what the experts at Forbes are saying. Back to the article. Will the housing market crash in 2025? Well, experts are also quick to point out that today's homeowners are on a much more secure footing than those coming out of the 2008 financial crisis, with many having substantial home equity. What's more, a record number of homeowners today are mortgage-free. The 2008 housing market crash was a result of a unique set of circumstances that are not present in today's market. Back then, the widespread risky lending practices, subprime mortgages, and an oversupply of homes contributed to the collapse. While there are certain considerations around affordability and inventory now and in recent years, these issues are different from the problems that led to the 2008 crash. Now that you know all this, there's another key question. Should you buy a house in 2024 or should you wait to buy in 2025? I know I mentioned that the best time to buy is when you are ready and when your finances are in order, but let's see what the experts have to say. Buying a house in a market is a highly personal decision because homes represent the largest single purchase most people will make in their lifetime. It's crucial to be in a solid financial position before diving in. Use a mortgage calculator to estimate your monthly housing costs based on your down payment. But if you're trying to predict what might happen in 2025, experts say that this is probably not the best home buying strategy. The housing market, like so many other markets, it's almost impossible to time. The best time for a prospective buyer is when they find a home that they like, that meets their family current and foreseeable needs, and that they can afford. So in other words, experts are advising against postponing your home purchase until 2025 because competitions for home is a lot frenzier than it has been. Buyers today have more time to review their options, more leverage in negotiations, and sellers are cutting prices at record-setting levels. Waiting for lower rates will be a mistake. And I agree with them 100%. The lower the rates, the more home buyers will be re-entering the market. Right now, everyone is on the sidelines waiting for a decision, waiting to see what happened in the market. And all that waiting can lead to something completely unpredictable. So if you have the opportunity to take action now, do it. Thank you for watching. And here's a video that's going to help you complement everything you learned today. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.